historic war crimes investigation. The Victoria Cross recipient met by federal police following a 5-year probe into the alleged murder of civilians and prisoners in Afghanistan. Federal Police Commissioner Chrissy Barrett says the murder charges carry a maximum term of life imprisonment.
It will be alleged the victims were not taking part in hostilities at the time of their alleged murder in Afghanistan. It will be alleged the victims were detained, unarmed, and were under the control of ADF members when they were killed. It will be alleged the victims were shot by the accused or shot by subordinate members of the ADF in the presence of and acting on the orders of the accused.
Energy Minister Chris Bowen has assured talks will take place to deliver long-term fuel security measures for Australians. The federal government says fewer service stations are reporting fuel shortages today compared to before Easter. Bowen says with their supplies secured into May, discussions for fuel security beyond next month will occur.
What we'll do is we'll continue to work with industry in the short term and then have further discussions with industry about sensible measures for the long term, but that's an ongoing conversation.
The Premier says he's not rushing a new deal over Gather Round. The 4th Festival of Footy kicks off in Adelaide on Thursday night with no extension locked in yet. Peter Malinauskas says it's unlikely a new deal will be announced this weekend.
I would rather get the right outcome than a rushed outcome, and that's the approach that I'm taking. But we start from a good position, and I look forward to those discussions probably increasing over the course of the week. Whether or not that means we finalise a deal or not, time will tell.
The White House has been talking to the final frontier. Donald Trump has made a call to the 4 astronauts on Artemis 2.
Today you've made history and made all America really proud, incredibly proud. We have a lot of things to be proud of lately, but this is there's nothing like what you're doing, circling around the moon for the first time in more than a half a century.
The US President inviting them to the White House when they return. Artemis 2 is now bound for Earth after setting the record for the farthest crewed spaceflight in history. And Nutella is making headlines around the world. A jar of the spread floated across the camera on the Artemis 2 live stream watched by millions of people. It's being described as the greatest example of accidental product placement in history. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
McCafe's coffee blend is worth getting out of bed for. It's smoother, richer and available on the all-day menu.
Port Adelaide's players trained today. Their gather-round appearance is Sunday's clash at home against St Kilda. The Crows are having a light day. They're playing the Festival of Footy opener against Carlton on Thursday night. Melbourne's Jake Melksham heads into Gather Round, celebrating his 250th match when he lines up against his old club Essendon on Saturday. Despite a 17-season career, the veteran forward is embracing his role under D's new coach Stephen King. He says he's out to make the most of the opportunities while they last.
We all can't do it forever. I'm not going to be here forever. Kingy's not going to be here forever either. There's all a time stamp for everyone. So we're just happy with the way things are going at the moment, and all the boys are really enjoying their footy.
And Socceroo star and former Adelaide United frontman Nestori Irankunda has scored for Watford in a 1-1 draw with Charlton in the Championship. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there. Roads are pretty good for the run home this afternoon. Wellon got road plates and news following urgent sewer works. Port Road near Wade Terrace got speed restrictions through there. A little bit slow for activity at South Brighton. That's Brighton Road near Seacombe Road for those ongoing works. And this Lockleys for activity too. Speeds reduced. Rolls Road near Henley Beach Road. Camera Harris Road, Valve Park. Carpet Courts window furnishing spend and save is on now. Save 100 when you spend 1,000 on blinds, shutters, curtains and shears. Spend and save on now at Carpet Court. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 24, Thursday showers 22, Friday showers 19. Right now it's 18 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Alice Monfries in 9 News. Exclusive pictures of Ben Robert Smith arrested at Sydney Airport facing 5 counts of war crime murder. A message from astronauts as they go further into space than any human before. And exclusive, Taylor Walker on his footballing future. Will this week's Gather Round be the Star Crow's last? 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Silent! Another close loss for the Crows.
I've had too many hard stoppers, the 36ers. This one's gone down to the wire by 2. How the hell they were even that close is an absolute credit to the fight of this club.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
It's deja vu. That's 3 games now.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Weekday afternoons from 4.
On 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the third and final hour of the afternoons program. I'm with you. I'm Stacey, with you through until 4 o'clock. My name is Stacey, not with you. I think we've just found our first nomination for Turkey Tuesday. In half an hour's time, I'm taking your calls. Who deserves to be nominated for Turkey of the Week? Did someone do something silly in your house? Did the Easter Bunny forget to put out the eggs this Easter long weekend? What happened? Who needs to be called out on the radio for it? 8223 0000 is the number to call. And after 3:30, I will have a mixed 24-pack of the Turkey Flat wine cans to give away. They've got a rosé, a Pinot Gris and a Shiraz Grenache. Now, very soon we're going to be talking about language and in particular foul language, swear words. Donald Trump has posted an expletive-laden social media post. And I've got to admit, I wasn't all that surprised when I read it. And then I had to check myself and say, hold on, you probably should be surprised about this. This is a world leader using the F word and the B word online when he's talking about war and bombing people. That is something that we should be surprised about. But to so many people, it's not surprising because swear words have become part of our everyday language now, unfortunately. So going to talk to Kate Burridge about that. She's a professor of linguistics, about why it's become more accepted. And it does feel like swearing is a part of the Australian culture, but how does swearing in the US different to swearing in Australia? I'm sure we have some differences there. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. And, you know, your thoughts as well, your toned down thoughts that won't lead me to press the dump button, please, on 8223 0000. But first up today, Ben Roberts-Smith is expected to be charged with 5 counts of war crimes of murder after a years-long investigation. It was announced by the Australian Federal Police today, and Jefferson Shaw is a reporter for 9 Radio who was at the press conference and joins you now. Hi, Jefferson. Thanks for your time.
Hello, Stacey. Very welcome here.
Thank you. And so what do we know about the investigation? It's been going on for a number of years.
Yeah, that's right. It's been going on for 5 years now, and it was a joint investigation by Federal Police and the the Office of the Special Investigator. And what it's found is that there is a 47-year-old man that has been accused of 5 separate offences of war crimes. Now, AFP didn't name the man today, but media sources have confirmed that it is Ben Roberts-Smith that's accused of these crimes, these alleged war crimes. And that's what we've heard today.
And so in relation to the 5 counts, is that alleged to be 5 separate murders, or are they counts in relation to one or a couple?
They are, as it appears from what we know at the moment, they are individual cases where either Ben Roberts-Smith allegedly either himself committed these offences or directed other people to commit these alleged offences. So that is what we know. We heard from the AFP Commissioner, Chrissy Barrett. She today went through the detail and said that, yes, as I was saying, it would be alleged the victims were shot, this is a direct quote, by the accused or shot by subordinate members of the AFP in the presence of and on the orders of the accused.
Right, okay. And so he's going to appear in court. We're still thinking this afternoon.
Look, it is appearing less likely now in this afternoon. It may be that the charges may come in a little late and therefore it may be pushed back tomorrow. It's not yet known. So we're just waiting for the official confirmation from police that he has been charged, as they have outlined that he's expected to be charged. And it should be also noted that they do say that their investigation is ongoing, so it isn't clear yet if there could be more charges laid or clarification on some of these charges, and even if other charges on other individuals may or may not be laid. It also is worth noting that Commissioner Barrett also wanted to acknowledge the fact that this may have an impact on some of those that, haven't that are part of the ADF and would be deeply disturbed. And she was at pains to say that this affects a very minor part of the ADF, and that really, on the whole, she really was thankful and grateful for the wider work that the Australian Defence Force does.
Yeah, that's important, I think, to stress that. Do we know if Ben Roberts-Smith is in custody at the moment, or was he issued with a summons to appear in court where those charges will formally be laid?
So he was arrested this morning at Sydney Airport. He was taken, we believe, to a nearby police station, likely Mascot Police Station in Sydney, and it is unclear if that's where he remains. But yeah, we're just really waiting to wait and watch at this point in time.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Jefferson. I'm actually just looking at some of the vision on our live stream. It looks like it's been provided by the AFP, just looking at the government logo up in the corner. And it looks like the officers escorted him off the plane. So they didn't even wait for him to get into the terminal. It's quite, looks like quite a dramatic sort of scene.
Yes, I haven't seen the vision myself. I'm yet to see it. But, they were asked how Ben Roberts-Smith reacted at the press conference, but they were unwilling to comment at this stage, as it is technically, even though not facing a court, is yet to be seen before a court.
Yeah. Head on to our live stream, Facebook and YouTube, to check it out if you're listening and you'd like to see it. It is, as I say, it's quite intense. He's getting off a Qantas plane. He's flanked by two police in uniform, and it looks like 3 detectives all in suits, and he's put into a white 4-wheel drive almost on the tarmac. So yeah, they didn't even wait for him to get off the plane. Interesting times. We'll wait and see, Jefferson, if he appears in court this afternoon or tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll have the news.
Thank you. That's Jefferson Shaw, reporter with 9 Radio, who was at the press conference earlier today. And you'll hear the latest update right here on 5AA when the news comes in. All right, we'll take a quick break now, and when we come back, we'll talk about foul language and swear words and why swear words have seemingly become more accepted over the years, with the US President Donald Trump writing a post on social media over the weekend filled with them.
Gather Round is back as Adelaide once again becomes the centre of the footy universe.
You're not wrong. Every team, every game, right here in our backyard, and we're pumped.
Yep, we'll be live at NRMA Insurance Plaza, thanks to Macca's, from 4 p.m. Thursday for the big clash between the Crows and Carlton.
And then we back it up on Friday with Collingwood taking on Fremantle.
If you're heading down to these 2 blockbusters, stop past and say good day, mate.
Yeah, McCafe's coffee blend is worth making a detour for. It's smoother, richer and available on the all-day menu. Try McCafe's best blend yet.
For over 40 years, Nature Foundation has been conserving, restoring and protecting South Australian landscapes, flora and fauna to ensure the survival for future generations like mine. And you can help. Join, donate, volunteer or simply learn more and support their work. Find out how you can be part of the change at naturefoundation.org.au. Thank you.
At At MediPedi, we believe in making people feel good from the ground up. Combining the skills of podiatry with the indulgence of beauty therapy, MediPedi is a first-of-its-kind concept. The MediPedi Medical Pedicure is Adelaide's best pedicure. Imagine this. Your feet are expertly treated by a podiatrist, then pampered by a fully trained beauty therapist. The result? Feet that just don't feel great, they look fantastic too. With 4 Adelaide locations, including the new North Adelaide Clinic, book now at medipediclinics.com.au. MediPedi. Feel good from the ground up.
There's lots to love about learning just about anything you want with WEA. Just name it. And remember, it's real-time, face-to-face learning, so you'll always get answers to your questions. WEA has 22 language courses on offer and over 80 cooking and wine appreciation courses. Or maybe learn about subdividing land and property development, gardening, music and performing arts for hobbies. For face-to-face learning you'll love, visit wea-sa.com.au.
Paint professionals. You know the name and you know what to expect. Nothing but a professional finish and professional service. But did you know that Marty and his team are also the go-to professionals when it comes to rejuvenating your pool? If your concrete or fiberglass pool has lost its beautiful blue, Paint Professionals can recoat your pool and bring it back to its former glory, like new again. Get the professional treatment. Brush with the best. Call Paint Professionals or visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
Building or renovating? Fridge or washer given up? Check out the Harvey Norman Clearance Centre today. 919 Marion Road, Marion. Big brand cooking and laundry appliances, TVs, fridges, washers, dryers, ovens, cooktops and even the kitchen sink. Factory seconds, ex-display, overstocks, refurbished, carton damage and new lines. Stock arriving weekly. All stock comes with a manufacturer's warranty. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Hi, Kyle Chalmers here. Just letting you know that when it comes to flooring, Floor World has some serious purchasing power, keeping prices low on a huge range of flooring options, including waterproof floors, which is great for me. Choose from wool and synthetic carpets, engineered timber flooring, laminate, hybrid and vinyl flooring. Visit Floor World, Jeps Cross, Homemaker HQ, Port Road, Cheltenham, The Parade, Norwood and Manopara Shopping Centre HQ. And mention this ad for 15% off.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
In June last year, Donald Trump had this to say.
You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
And people were a little bit outraged by it. But then over the weekend, he posted on social media, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Open the straight, you crazy, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. Now, when people read this, there was a lot of, I guess, concern, a lot of outrage that the President of the United States was using swear words in his rant. I wasn't surprised when I read it, and then I had to check myself and say, well, should I be surprised? This is the President of the United States. Is this a way we want our international diplomacy to take place? So I wonder, were you surprised when you read the swear words from Donald Trump on 8223 And why have swear words become more accepted over the years? And one woman who can answer it is Kate Burridge. She's a professor of linguistics at Monash University. Good afternoon, Professor. Thanks for your time.
That's my pleasure, Stacey.
Is that the case? Do you think swear words have become more accepted over the years?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Because I started working on swearing in the 1980s, early 1990s, I suppose it was, and I was with a colleague, my potty-mouthed colleague, Keith Allen. I was dragged into this world.
You don't sound like one to swear very often, Kate.
No, well, I wasn't actually, and it actually took me quite some effort to start using them. You know, I had to talk about them in a public setting. It was very difficult, but we had real trouble getting our work published then.
Oh.
No one would touch it. it was, and now it's completely different. Everyone's out there studying swearing, and it's really still incredibly interesting. And of course, we actually are in a better position to look at what's happening with swear words because we have big collections of conversations, online, face-to-face conversations. So recently I did a study with a colleague on online data. It was so publicly available web data. So we looked at 1.7 billion words, and we looked across 20 different varieties of English. And this probably won't surprise you given how you opened this segment. Americans were on top. British second and Australians third.
Oh, that does surprise me a little bit because I thought that, swearing and Aussie culture kind of hand in hand. There are words that we use that I think that they wouldn't necessarily use overseas, and it's kind of, it's kind of interwoven with Aussie culture at times.
Well, you're absolutely spot on, but we are much happier with swearing in the public domain. Americans are more happy swearing on, in the sort of anonymous settings online. I should also say in social networks on X, or Twitter data, there was a similar study that was looking at something like 7.8 billion words, and that also showed that there were Americans were on the top, Brits were second, and Australians third. So we like to wear our swear words like emblems on a T-shirt. We put them out there on public billboards. We put them in, advertisements to try to lure people to this part of the world. Did you remember the "Where the bloody hell are you" ad? In 2006, I think it was.
Yeah,
that was banned in Canada. It was banned. It was altered. Offending words were dropped out in Singapore. UK banned it. UK.
Really?
And we actually looked at some collections of conversations, comparing Australia and London English in this case it was, and there were many more cases of bloody there than we use it, interestingly. But Brits just aren't used to seeing it on billboards or on. Drink, drive, bloody idiot is also another one that shocks visitors.
Yeah, and there's one here that was rolled out a few years ago by South Australia Police. Don't drive like a W, and then there was a picture of an anchor, which was quite funny.
That's very funny. That's good.
Because it also takes you a second to think about it. You think
it does?
Yeah,
that's clever.
Yeah.
Normally we're not squeamish about putting these words onto billboards, but so that really does. That's a good attention-grabbing thing. Yeah.
And you mentioned that the word, bloody, that ad, "Where the bloody hell are you," was banned in some countries, and I guess we use swear words differently from country to country. Because I know myself, I have to stop myself. It must just be something in my vernacular where I tend to say bloody hell a lot. And I don't know if that was all my years watching Alf on Home and Away, you flaming galah. But
yes, that's right. It's beautiful, yeah.
I have to stop myself.
It's very mild now, isn't it? I mean, bloody is no different from very in Australian English. Whereas, I think it was the conflation of bloody and hell that put off particularly the North Americans, because in our study that we did of this online data as well, we saw that the US recorded, I think, was the highest use of the only religious-based swear word we included. That was damn, and it's interesting that they use this because normally they're very squeamish. So it's a really sort of double think that goes on with swearing, isn't it? That you can have Americans holding relatively conservative attitudes public morality, but they clearly value personal expression, and and in the private, I suppose, anonymous settings like the internet, their displays of swearing are spectacular, more spectacular than Australians. But I have to tell you that Australians actually topped the list for the most creative spellings of these swear words. So that might be some, consolation to people who are distressed by the fact that we came third.
Is creative just a fancy way of saying incorrect spellings?
No, they were very creative. Very, very creative. Yes.
Oh, I'm intrigued now. I almost want you to spell it out, but I know that's just as bad as saying the word on radio. Particularly at school pickup time.
Well, I suppose it was a bit like your example of W and anchor. Some of them were, to sort of, I suppose, bypass censorship, or just and to, for attention grabbing as well.
Robert on the text line wants to know if a word gets to a point where you no longer consider it swearing.
Yes, swearing words, the cuss words do change a lot over time because they draw from the taboos of society. So once upon a time it was, it was religious-based swearing, and those swear words no longer pack much of a punch anymore. So their words became more physically and sexually based, and they've been the swear words in English for a long, long time. But they're also, as the fact that they're out there in tweets from the potty mouth president. Bastard is an interesting one. Can I say that word?
Yes.
It's actually very mild in Australia, isn't it? It's not so mild in British English, though. That actually topped the list for, offensive swear words when there was a study done by, I think it was the Advertising Standards and BBC in the UK, which is probably why Brits don't like being, called that, even affectionately from Australians.
Yeah, right.
It really, but in Australia it's very mild, although it does depend on the vowel. If it's a short vowel, g'day, old bastard, that's a short vowel.
Yeah.
But if it's you bastard, a much longer vowel. Yeah, it does depend. Context is all in this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mike on the text line says Kevin Bloody Wilson was swearing in songs back in the 70s. Yes, thank you for that.
I wonder if they were bleeped out or...
Okay, and Jane, I've noticed audiences laugh when stand-up comedians use the F-bomb. There was nothing witty said. Yeah, I think that's a trend in the comedic world, just getting up and swearing. I know Jim Jeffries, the Aussie comedian, he kind of made a career for himself for a few years in the US, getting up on stage and using the really bad swear words that we use in Australia that Americans don't tend to use. And it sort of, it was a bit of a novelty for them, whereas I don't think if he did it here on stage, it would have been as...
that's right, because I should have mentioned too that, when we did a follow-up study of face-to-face swearing, Australians topped. We had the largest proportion of people who swore freely in face-to-face conversations, so that would fit in there. We're much happier doing it face-to-face.
Well, there you go. Depends what you'd prefer, your Aussie mate who swears it to your face or your American mate who swears about you online.
That's right.
And I don't know if this is out of your wheelhouse, Professor, but Michael says, I've heard that swearing if you hurt yourself can actually reduce pain.
Oh, there's plenty of evidence for that, yes. And plenty of evidence for, swearers leading less stressful lives. Perhaps that's a bit of a stretch, but if you put people in a stressful situation, if you tell them they can't swear, they'll get more stressed. And yes, swearing will alleviate pain. It will make you stronger. There's plenty of evidence for that. I recall there was some study done where people cussed their way through a half-minute bike challenge. Anyway, their peak power rose by 24 watts. On average, and then one of those grip tasks, I had to do one recently, and I asked if I could swear, in fact, because in this swear words boosted people's strength by 2.1 kilograms.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's plenty of evidence there. But I should add, if you're an habitual swearer, the effects diminish, so you don't get as much, bang for your buck.
So save up your swear words for when you need the extra strength, when you really need them.
Quite.
Oh, I like that. Oh, it's always fun to chat, Kate. Thank you so much for your bloody time.
That's my pleasure. Bye.
Talk to you soon. That's Kate Burridge, Professor of Linguistics at Monash University. It's 3:30 now. Time for news headlines with Mel, and then after that, your turkey calls. Who's the turkey of the week? Who deserves to be called out on the radio for doing something silly? There's a case of Turkey Flat Vineyards wine in a can in it for the best caller.
This This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 3:30 News headlines. The Greens say the arrest of Ben Roberts-Smith is a moment of accountability for the nation. Police say a firebombing at a Norwood warehouse could be a case of mistaken identity. Donald Trump has made a call to the 4 astronauts on Artemis 2. And in sport, Port's Stacey Jones says they're looking forward to playing the final game of Gather Round. The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 24. Right now it's 18 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Tune in to the 5AA Breakfast Show each week as David Kosh chats with Will and Dave.
What's tougher in 2026, Koshy, giving financial advice or running the Port Adelaide Football Club?
Well, there's no Middle East crisis in the Port Adelaide Football Club, that's for sure. Pretty early in the season for people to get too worked up about things.
David Kosh, each week on 5AA Breakfast.
Takes a little while. Just got to be patient in this game.
Always Adelaide.
Here's some food for thought during the AFL Gather Round Festival of Football. Rebecca Morse will be hosting a special lunch on April 10th at the incredible SAMRI headquarters on North Terrace. Across the afternoon, some of SAMRI's leading medical and health researchers will share the latest breakthroughs in health and medical science and how they could transform footy as we know it. For tickets and to find out more, visit the SAMRI website. But hurry, numbers are strictly limited.
What makes Ray White the big name in business broking? They're people, like multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year, Brett Buckley, and his team of business professionals. They take a deep dive into your business, finding value and potential, and they know what they're looking for because they know businesses. They're not real estate salespeople trying to sell businesses, they're business people selling businesses. If you want to know what your business is worth, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Multiple Business Broker of the Year awards.
School holidays are nearly here and it's not too late to plan your getaway to South Australia's regions. Whether you're looking to head away for a few days or planning something closer to home, southaustralia.com has all the tools, itineraries and inspiration to help you make the most of any trip. Enjoy your family holiday with confidence, spend quality time together and support our regional communities along the way, which are ready to welcome you. From family-friendly adventures to the moments found along the way, there's so much to discover together. So get out there, explore with confidence and create memories with your loved ones these school holidays. Start planning your trip at southaustralia.com.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get 25% off? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers and get 25% off your cabinets with laminate bench tops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Tyre Power's Big Easter sale gives you the power to save on Toyo tyres. Hop in now and get a sweet deal on selected Toyo tyres for your car or SUV. Buy 3 and get 1 free. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Standard care and support in home is fine. It's only when there's a medical issue you get to see the shortcomings. That's why Yellow Door Care is nurse-led care. Yellow Door carers notice changes in health and act swiftly. That means safer care, faster decisions and continuity families can trust. If you're managing care yourself and feeling unsure, there is a better, safer way. Yellow Door Care. Visit yellowdoorcare.com.au. Nurse-led care at home.
Always informative. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
25 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Almost time to take your turkey calls. On 8223 0000. Get them in now. Don't save them. I know no one wants to be the first caller, but we always have people call in quite late during this half hour with their turkey nominations and we can never get through them all. So if you have a turkey nomination, if you'd like to win the case of Turkey Flat Vineyards wine in a can prize, get on the phone now and nominate someone. Who did something silly over the weekend? Did the Easter Bunny forget the chocolate eggs in your house? Maybe you forgot to maybe you forgot to get the turkey flat wines for your Easter lunch at your place. Or maybe you just didn't rock up. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Who did you see that was a turkey on the weekend? Get your nomination in now. And we often have a self-nomination too. So if it was you, own up. It's a safe space. You can share with us on 8223 0000. But Graham in Woodville has called in. And Graham, you wanted to talk about swearing.
Yeah, it's probably going to affect you soon. You know, you're a mum. Like a little kid, imagine a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, and they see something and they go, "Oh my God!" And you think, "Oh, isn't that cute?" You go, "Oh my God, oh my God!" But if the same little kid said, "Jesus Christ," they get a bit of a slap. So isn't that amazing how God and Jesus, like the lady was saying, depends on how you say it.
Yes. It's true. It's true. And it changes. And hearing swear words out of kids' mouths just sounds different, I think, to hearing it out of adults' mouths, that's for sure.
Well, yeah. It sounds pretty cute when they use that F word, but you don't want to let anyone know you're teaching them it. So.
No, and
we're hear it.
We're almost getting to the little stage of we're getting some dad at the moment, but that's it. But I'm almost at that stage where I think I'm going to have to start watching what I say around little Molly very soon because I know their brains are like sponges. Yeah,
Yep.
Still hasn't said mum, but I'm waiting for that. Anyway, thanks, Graham. See you. That's Graham in Woodville. This person on the text line, people that swear often have a higher intelligence than those who don't swear at all. It's just a word that strengthens the message you're conveying. Being offended from someone swearing is like being upset someone put a chip packet in your bin. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's similar things. I think it's about respect, right? I don't think I would swear in certain scenario. I don't swear around my yaya, for example. When I'm sitting down with my grandma, I'm not swearing out of respect. So I think it's all well and good to say you shouldn't be offended by someone else swearing, but yeah, I don't buy into that. I think there can be an incorrect situation to swear. And I'm no saint. I do swear in my everyday life, probably a little too much, but I am sort of careful about who I swear around. And if I'm around other people's kids too, it's just not nice. Anyway, time for turkey calls.
Time to call in and nominate your Turkey of the Week for Stacey Lee's Turkey Tuesday.
Who deserves to be called down on the radio for doing something silly? Jason is in Salisbury East. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Stacey. Just on that we call swearing part, it's not just talking now. Emojis are crude now.
Oh.
I just found reason the peach emoji is crude.
Yeah. Have you just discovered the peach? What about, have you discovered the eggplant yet, Jason?
No. And my daughter said, "Did you know that, Dad?" No, I didn't. How do you know about it?
Yeah.
I'm a repeat offender.
No. Oh, no.
Tuesday one. Remember about a month ago I phoned in to tell you how my daughters give me trouble for saying thank you, Siri, or good night, Siri?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Siri's got onto the female bandwagon. Now if I say thank you, Siri, you're welcome, good night, Siri, you don't have permission for that request. And they go in the stairs and say, "She's on to you, Dad."
Even Siri's shutting you down, Jace.
Yeah, so my wife, my 4 daughters, and now Siri's giving me grief.
I love that. Siri does give it back, doesn't she? Interesting. I've got a male Siri.
Oh, no, I love a female Siri.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know. Most big guys like female voices more than guys. I don't know. But
yeah, fair enough. I like that one.
And I like the American version more than the British one.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I was born in England.
There you go.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. There you go. Well, maybe if you've got
for the peak.
If you've got the American one, maybe they'll start acting like the president soon and start swearing at you. See you, Jason.
Bye.
Thanks for the call. That's Jason in Salisbury East. My turkey this weekend would have to be my husband. I know he gets a lot of turkey nominations, but that's okay. He deserves most of them. We were staying at our family beach house at Aldinga on the weekend, had a great time with some family who were here from interstate. And the whole time we were very careful with our sets of keys because they weren't our sets of keys, just making sure they were always went back in the right spot and locking doors. And, you don't want something to happen. You don't want anything to happen when you're in someone else's house. And then about 5 minutes before we were about to leave, he couldn't find the keys. We'd been so vigilant all weekend to put them back in the spot where they go, and then was running all around the house. He couldn't find them. He didn't know where they were. And it was at that time we had planned our trip home to line up with Molly's nap. So I wanted to get her in the car by a certain time, hoping she would nap in the car. And I was just like, we have to go. We've got to go. Where are these keys? He couldn't find them anywhere. Looked in every room, under every cushion. Ended up having to unpack the car, get the pram out of the car, and they were in the pram bag from the walk that morning. So, sorry, Benny. You're the turkey. We still got on the road and Molly still napped in the car. But anyway, it was a little bit stressful for a few minutes there. Rocky in Dernancourt also has a turkey nomination. Hi, Rocky.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How was your Easter? Good?
It was beautiful, thank you. How was yours?
Okay. This is a Easter turkey.
Uh-oh.
A family member had to make toast for the little one because we had a family gathering, and he left the toaster in the cupboard.
Oh.
So normally you have a toaster, you bring it out of the cupboard.
Yep.
He left the toaster in the cupboard with the toaster on and shut the door.
Oh, no.
And I said, what are you doing, man? He said, I'm making the toast. I said, you can't put the toaster in the cupboard. Oh, I never knew that. So obviously he doesn't make the toast at home very often, does he?
Oh, no. So he had closed the cupboard as well. So if something happened and the toaster started fire or something.
Yeah, and then we really had to cook a turkey.
Yeah. Oh, no, Rocky.
So,
yeah.
And I'm not saying names because it's not right to do that on air, but yeah, that's the turkey.
Yep, good call. Very smart. You want to keep the family relations going. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
right.
Rocky.
Bye.
See you. That's Rocky in Dernancourt. If you've got a turkey nomination, I've got some time for more calls after this. Don't forget there's a case of Turkey Flat Vineyard wines in a can to give away. So it's the same great Turkey Flat wines that you get in the glass bottle, the Shiraz, Grenache, Pinot Gris and Rosé, but they're in a can. Easy to transport, environmentally friendly. We took a couple down to Aldinga this weekend because they're so easy just to chuck in the car. And if you don't feel like opening a whole bottle, you can just have a can of an evening with your dinner. Perfect. So I've got a mixed 24-pack to give away to the best caller this afternoon. 8223 0000 is the number.
Get a coach's perspective each week on the FIVEAA Sports Show when Rowie and Timmy G chat with Scott Camporeale for Coach's Corner. Thanks to unique home-style foods, trusted by South Australian businesses for over 35 years. See the difference.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide, and if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
The company you keep keeps the family meetings chaotic and candid and keeps the microphone switched on. Keep good company with the Johns Family Podcast.
Picture this, a long lunch that rolls into the afternoon. Time with your people, nowhere else to be. The air feels fresher, the pace just a little slower. A Grampians getaway is closer and more affordable than you might think. But sometimes it's not about finding a good deal, it's about winning one. Win a Grampians getaway worth over $3,000 with your choice of 2 escapes. Enter now at visitgrampians.com.au. Feels like exactly what you need.
FIVEAA, Bathroom Renovators Warehouse.
Looking for a stunning new bathroom? Want the high-end look without spending a fortune? BRW can design and renovate your bathroom from start to finish at a budget that suits you. Visit our showroom today and see our beautiful new bathrooms on display. BRW, beautiful bathrooms at warehouse prices. 16 Research Road, Paraka.
We are BRW, Bathroom Renovators Warehouse.
Oh, sick of the 5:30 pop club? No, not that one. The one where you can't wait to get home to pop your bra off.
That's better.
If you are sick of the pain, the poor fit and adjusting your bra all day, you have to visit the Lingerie Company. We specialise in the right support and all-day comfort. So maybe you could head out to the other 5:30 Pop Club. Perfect comfort, perfect fit. The Lingerie Company, Mitcham Square Shopping Centre.
We've all had it happen, even I have. I'm talking about that sliding patio door or window that you have to wrestle with to open and close. Luckily, Rollerco were able to get the parts I needed to fix it, and if I can do it, you can do it. For over 40 years, Rollerco have been making, fixing and supplying parts for all sorts of sliding doors and windows. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Paint professionals. You know the name and you know what to expect. Nothing but a professional finish and professional service. But did you know that Marty and his team are also the go-to professionals when it comes to rejuvenating your pool? If your concrete or fiberglass pool has lost its beautiful blue, Paint Professionals can recoat your pool and bring it back to its former glory, like new again. Get the professional treatment. Brush with the best. Call Paint Professionals or visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
G'day, Keith Conlon here. You've probably heard me talking about fusion clinical trials. Clinical research is vital for paving the way in the development of new medications and future health management. This is Fusion's commitment to Adelaide with its team of doctors, health professionals and the community working together to improve the well-being of all Australians and those beyond our shores. Rest assured, we'll be hearing more about fusion clinical research in the months ahead. Trusted research, proven results. Fusion.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 13 minutes to 4, Mike on the text line. Hi, Stacey. Do you swear more in English or Greek? It depends on the audience, Mike. Probably English, but if I'm out in public and I don't want people to know what I'm saying, maybe Greek. Thank you for that. Peter in Para Hills West has called in with a turkey nomination. Hello, Peter.
Afternoon, Stacey. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm a little bit... I'm calm down a bit now. Now, one goes out to Air Asia.
Uh-oh.
I booked a trip to Bali and everything was honky-dory. This morning now they've decided to change the flight going over. So I renegotiated, going over a bit later. An hour later, another one came through. They've cancelled going over and coming home. So I spent 6 hours on the computer speaking with some AI, not getting anywhere, and it's really, really annoying.
Oh, that stuff is infuriating when you either can't get a real person on the phone or when you eventually get through and they try and help you, but they're not actually helping you and you can't get through. Oh, it's so infuriating.
No phone number in Australia I can't get hold of.
Of course not.
And now I'm trying to get the refund. Now I've had the book with Jetstar at quite a few hundred more, and I have to be over there on a certain day, and it's just, it is so infuriating. So now I probably have to go to the Adelaide airport and go face-to-face.
Oh, God. Do they even have someone at Adelaide airport to be able to talk to you?
Well, I won't know that until tomorrow, will I?
Oh, it's so annoying. And it just seems like it's the norm. It doesn't matter who you call, whether it's AirAsia, you try and call your bank, a supermarket, a store, anyone. You can't get through to the amount of times I've tried to call, David Jones in Rundle Mall or something, and you can't actually get through to anyone. You go to a computer.
6 hours on the computer trying to get, and all I get is not right, and it's just AI, and it's infuriating.
Oh,
anyway,
it really
that's
is.
my Turkey Tuesday.
There we go. I don't have enough turkey sound effects to play here, just the one. But yeah, thank you, Peter.
Okay, thanks, Stacey.
See
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Yep, I feel Peter's pain. That is really hard when you're trying to get someone on the phone and you can never, ever do it anymore. No one wants to talk on the phone. Very, very annoying. In regards to our swearing conversation we were having earlier, Judy on the text line says, I remember when Michael Cole said the SH word, the Logies. Poor Bert had the look of thunder on his face. Yes, that was classic because that was live as well, I think. The Logies live? I reckon the Logies are live. Yes, that was good. I was about to read that text out, Neil. He sent me a sweary text. Thank you for that. Andrew has said, it's amazing that diesel has gone up by 10 cents just before Gather Round. That's right, because we were told last week that there was going to be a 10 cent reduction on offer this week at some, I think it was Shell service stations from Wednesday for Gather Round. What a surprise. They've gone up by 10 cents when the 10 cent discount is just about to come in. Ugh. Thank you for that, Andrew. Sue says, I've just done my panic buy for this event. Not toilet paper or sanitizer, but I've made sure my pets have enough food for a month stashed away and will continue to get their usual rations weekly. Sue, thank you for that one. I know there are things that you think about and you go, I know we're okay, but do I just need to stock up on a few more items? I know people that when COVID first started, they went out and did like a massive $600 shop. And you know, at the moment, a $600 shop would probably get you 3 bags of groceries. But back then, that was a lot. You got a lot of food, a $600 shop, because they were worried that there wouldn't be food. We wouldn't get items. And, you know, if the world is shut down like it was during COVID, but there are always essential services, as there were in COVID, and there will always be essential services. But I'd be more worried about supply this time around than during COVID. Because COVID was a health matter that people couldn't and were being told not to travel, whereas this could be a supply matter eventually. But I don't want to worry people. We're told by the government there's enough fuel to go around. There's 39 days of petrol, 30 days of jet fuel and 29 days of diesel. Andrew on the text line says back in the day when they had petrol rationing, they had attendants, not self-serve. So if you had the wrong number plate, they wouldn't fill your car up. That's a really good point, Andrew, because we were having this conversation earlier about how petrol rationing would work. And it was in the 70s odds and evens. But we were saying with number plates and some of them are only letters or they end in a letter and start in a letter, how do you decide whether that's an odd or an even number plate? So, yeah. That must have been how it worked then. This is a really good thought. I like this one. Everyone who's driving should have a license and therefore a license number, which actually ends in a number. So odds and evens on that, easy as. Good luck getting the common person to understand how it works, though. I think that's a really good suggestion because everything else can be open to interpretation and, you know, well, my number plate ends in an S. Is it an odd or an even number? I don't know. But that seems pretty easy. Although, would you just get, if you were an odd and your partner was an even, would you just get them to take your car down to fill it up? And there would have to be some sort of way that they keep track of who's filling up. Because what's to stop the even number, for example, taking the car and filling up at 3 different service stations in the same day? So there does have to be some sort of checking done, some way of checking, I guess. Bruce in Glengowrie has called in on 8223 0000. Hi, Bruce.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I've got a funny story about swearing.
Uh-oh.
My daughter would have been about 6 or 7 at the time, and I almost cut my thumb off with a circular saw.
Oh.
So I wrapped it up in a towel, raced inside, told my wife to get me to the hospital, and as soon as I went in to see the doctor, my daughter was sitting there with my wife, and she turned around to my wife and said, "He said a very, very rude word."
Did she dob on you to the doctor or to your wife?
No, just to the wife.
At least she understood that's the rude word.
Yeah.
I love that. Kids are so funny.
Yeah.
Very good, Bruce. Thank you.
Okay.
See
Have
you.
a good day.
You too. Bye. That's Bruce in Glengowrie. Andrew in Prospect has called in. Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, hi. You talk about petrol rationing. I thought about what about the last digit of the year that you were born in? It'd either be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah, odds and evens.
Yeah.
That makes sense as well.
Yeah.
And then
just
you'd
produce some sort of ID.
Yeah, to check your birth date.
With your birth date on it.
Yep, that would work. Again, we'd need to have a way of checking that you haven't filled up anywhere else, but that applies to whatever system you end up using. So that one works, your birth date. Because everyone who's got a car needs a driver's licence.
Yeah. All right, then. Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Yes. Thanks, Andrew. See you. This person on the text line, Louis, also suggested odds and even numbers and then letters from A to M and N to Z. Or I reckon that's getting a bit confusing. A to M, N to Z. Yeah, and then this person says, Karen, and I kind of agree with this, Karen. I'm not sure how odds and evens works when it comes to rationing. It really wouldn't help that much because people would just be there every second day. Makes no sense. I can't see the point. It's true. Even if we had a limit, we were saying earlier when we were talking to Trent from Wheels Media about it, that maybe there would be a limit of 40 litres per tank, for example. You just fill up 40 litres on the Monday and then go again on Wednesday and fill up an extra 40 litres. Would it really stop that many people from going and filling up? I don't know. Terry also has a similar suggestion, odd and even birth years or birth dates for the owner of the car only. Well, that's interesting. You can only fill up your car if you own it. All very good suggestions. Thank you for sending them in today. And while you're on the road, if you do happen to go past a BP X convenience at the moment for only 1 month from April 7 today until May 6, there's a special Fluorio Milk iced coffee range that's out. They've got a purple lid. I had a little bit of this one before I got on air. It's the lactose-free with no added sugar. I wanted to try the low sugar one because this is a very special one. It's been done in conjunction with the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation, and some of the money raised from the sales of these Fluorio Milk iced coffees is going to go to supporting the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation and helping rural communities. We know how tough our farmers are doing it at the moment, particularly here talking about petrol and diesel prices right now, and Breakthrough does such great work to help out rural communities, and this is one way you can help. It's not just the lactose-free ones, though, for those who do like their milk and their full sugar. They also have regular milk and a double shot option as well. So, yeah, for the next month, if you're going past a BP X convenience and you feel like a little pick-me-up, 2 great South Aussie companies and organisations in Fluorio Milk Company and Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation getting together to support our farmers. So get on board if you can. Today, I think I have to give the turkey flat prize to Rocky and Dernancourt. We all had a family scenario over Easter, I think, to nominate a turkey. So congratulations, Rocky. Turkey flat case of wine coming your way. Thanks for your calls and your texts today. I will talk to you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp, clear digital